In a world where self-absorption seems increasingly common, this book serves as a crucial guide to navigating relationships with individuals who exhibit narcissistic traits. The central premise is stark. You likely know several narcissists, from critical coworkers to self-centered friends or even family members. These individuals are defined by more than vanity. Their behavior is characterized by a deep need for admiration, a lack of empathy, and a propensity for manipulation, deceit, and psychological games. The damage they inflict is real and profound, particularly on those in close emotional relationships, who often describe themselves as survivors of a charming facade that later revealed coldness and cruelty. A critical, and perhaps discouraging, insight is that true narcissists, particularly those with narcissistic personality disorder, are fundamentally unlikely to change. Personality disorders are not illnesses to be cured, and the very nature of narcissism prevents self-awareness and a genuine desire to reform. Attempting to change them is often a futile exercise that drains your energy and leaves you vulnerable. Therefore, the focus must shift from fixing them to protecting yourself. The first line of defense is self-awareness. To effectively counter a master manipulator, you must understand your own behavioral tendencies and vulnerabilities. The book introduces a personality framework using a color-coded system to illustrate how different temperaments react under pressure. For instance, a driven, control-oriented person might be provoked into anger, which a narcissist then uses to derail the conversation. A peace-seeking, conflict-averse individual might be shamed for their nervousness. By recognizing your innate reactions, you can anticipate and neutralize these manipulative traps. Armed with this self-knowledge, you can employ specific tactics during interactions. When you detect manipulation, such as a narcissist shifting blame or weaponizing your emotions, calmly name the behavior. A simple, clear statement like, "I feel you are trying to manipulate me right now," can disrupt their tactic. An even more powerful tool is learning to pause or exit the conversation entirely. Invent a polite excuse, claim you need time to think, or simply state you will continue later. This removes you from the volatile dynamic, prevents you from being pressured into a rash decision, and reclaims control of the interaction. For ongoing relationships, setting firm, explicit boundaries is non-negotiable. This involves clearly communicating your needs, defining what treatment you will no longer accept, and stating the consequences of disrespect. For example, you might tell a critical partner, "My needs matter, and I will not tolerate being criticized for every small mistake." The key is to follow through consistently. If boundaries are repeatedly violated, the final, most difficult strategy must be considered: cutting ties. Freeing yourself from a toxic narcissist may be the only path to peace, especially when the relationship consistently undermines your mental health and self-worth. The book concludes by examining the broader cultural landscape, suggesting that societal values increasingly reward narcissistic traits like self-promotion and instant gratification, making these encounters more frequent. Ultimately, it empowers you with a sober yet practical arsenal: the clarity to recognize narcissistic behavior, the self-awareness to guard your weaknesses, the tactical skills to manage conversations, and the courage to set limits or walk away. The goal is not to change the narcissist, but to change your response, thereby shielding yourself from harm and reclaiming your emotional autonomy.